Hello, hello, hello. This is Attorney Mike Gravel coming to you from Chicago, as usual. And we never sleep here at Law Talk with Mike. We carry on. Happy Labor Day to everybody. And despite the fact that it's Labor Day, I find you fresh court. Yes. Poor Judge Simmons had to go in and do a call, and it was awful. We're going to kick it off with that, and then we're going to go visit our good buddy, Judge Boyd. It's good stuff. I was over there. I was shocked to see a court call come up. Lauren, I saw you lurking over there. I see everything. You can't hide from Law Talk with Mike. Let's get this thing going.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus William John Rawlinson. Counsel appearance.
Yes, Assistant Public Defender Scott Nickel on behalf of Mr. Rawlinson for arraignment today.
Thank you. And you're William John Rawlinson, sir?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Oh, thank you. Today is the date set for an arraignment. I have here a misdemeanor complaint. It alleges that on or about September 4th, 2022, at the area of 616 North Pennsylvania, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan, that you did allegedly contrary to law commit the act in count 1 of assault or assault and battery upon a person by the name of Stephen Hitchcock. This is contrary to Michigan Compiled Law 750.811. Restitution.
Yes, I like this judge. I believe it's the same judge as yesterday. I think so. Looks like her, although the picture quality isn't the greatest. And that's Judge Simmons in Lansing. This poor guy, I almost feel bad because unlike the soft sits or a lot of these people just have real bad attitude. This guy's like super nice. He is just on the struggle bus. He does a couple of things right. He requests an attorney, lets the attorney talk for him a little bit, but everything else, you'll see. He doesn't know where he lives, and the ultimate is when she asks him about his phone. You'd think she asked him to complete Einstein's unified field theory on the spot. It's it's good.
May be ordered as this offense may have resulted in damage to another individual's property or physical injury or death to another individual. This is a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines. A consecutive sentence may be imposed under the law if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Do you understand the charge, sir, and the maximum penalty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You have the right to be represented by counsel, and you have a representation today from the Office of the Public Defender by way of Mr. Scott Nickel. Do you have the right to have an attorney with you to represent you at each stage of the criminal prosecution? If you cannot afford to hire your own attorney, you can request to ask to have attorney appointed to represent you at the expense of the public. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, is he requesting an attorney?
He is requesting an appointed attorney.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about your rights at this time?
Not at this time, ma'am, no.
Okay, thank you. For the purposes of his arraignment, how would he like to plead?
Be entering a not guilty plea, Your Honor.
Okay, the court will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Are you currently on probation or parole, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay, are you currently employed?
I am it's like kind of an under table kind of job right now, and then I'm getting a construction job lined up. I was supposed to meet the guy today at around.
Oh, God bless him. He's so simple. I mean, he's right there admitting that he's working under the table, which is legal, which is only to avoid taxes. But he's sincere. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I still find it funny. I do. I'm that guy. But he is very nice for a guy who's charged with assault.
1 o'clock, my friends hooked me up with, named Augustine Green. Yes, and by the time being, I will go stay with my mom to get this taken care of. My mom will take me in.
Where's your mom's address?
I don't know it by heart, ma'am, but I know it's on Michigan Ave, but I will keep you in touch and make it.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you think tooken is a proper way to conjugate You're going to jail. It's that simple.
The update right off the bat once I get there and get to you. It says right off like it's Michigan and right there by that QD, that Mexican right across the street from there. And I just can't read. It starts with F, but I don't know the numbers exactly. So I haven't really paid attention.
Okay. What's your phone number, sir?
I don't have I did have a phone, but I'm waiting for an ID to come in. And but here's my phone is got when I was at the park on trails one day, and then I was just minding my own business, and I got pretty much took my.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a phone or no, sir?
I can get a phone right off the bat. Yes, I can. And then I get an update with you.
Still didn't answer the question. The judge finally surrenders. The judge is like, whatever, I'll just carry on. Like, I see that this isn't going to happen. And furthermore, he's not even trying to be difficult. He just can't comprehend, do you have a phone?
Right off the bat.
Sounds good. Okay, sounds good. All right. Your next court date's going to be a pretrial here in the district court. You'll get, I don't have a date for that for you now, so we need to have your address because that's where we're going to mail your date of your next court date. And as of right now, the only address that we have is
you can go ahead and use that.
I'm sorry,
and then I have my
616
landlord.
North Pennsylvania. We're not going. We want to know where you're going to be staying though, because there's going to be a no contact order. So I'm going to put an order in place that prevents you from going to the. My understanding also. Give me a moment, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
My understanding is there's also a PPO in place that prohibits you from being there already.
Yes, I got a good address for you. My sister's we can use.
Okay. You want your mail to go to your sister's?
Yes.
What
I know that by heart. Yes, ma'am. Apartment A1. As an A in apple and then the number 1.
Okay. We'll have your mail sent there, but I'm also going to order that you provide the court with an updated address as to where you'll be staying within 24 hours of your release from custody if you are released, okay?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
That'd be my first thing to do.
Did you say address bond, Your Honor?
That's correct.
All right. Sorry about that. So I did have a chance to speak with Mr. Rawlinson. I did note he has very limited criminal history. It looks like he's got a conviction for DV in 2012 and a conviction for impaired driving in 2017. He informed me that he learned of the PPO yesterday when police made contact, so he understands that he does have to reside somewhere else. He did inform me that he can live with his mother while this case is pending. He's lived in the Lansing area for the past 8 years. He is actively looking for work. I would ask the court to consider releasing him on a PR bond at this time so that he can make that appointment to get to his to establish employment and find housing. He did inform me that he understood that as soon as he gets out, he needs to update the court with a phone number and the exact address where he's living so he can get communication about court dates.
I'll grant your request and issue a personal recognizance bond. Bond will be set in the amount of $500 personal recognizance. While out on bond, sir, you're not to be in contact either directly or indirectly with Stephen Hitchcock. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not to be at the address of 616 North Pennsylvania Avenue. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You cannot be within 1,500 feet of wherever Mr. Hitchcock lives, works, or goes to school. Do you have any questions about what indirect contact means?
This pretty much just stay 1,500 feet from him. Just don't have any contact with him. And
Correct.
No, that's not the problem with indirect contact. She asked him, do you understand what indirect contact is? And then he recites all he knows about direct contact. I'm sorry, it's too good.
And you can't have anybody else contact him on your behalf.
And how go about picking up my stuff?
You're gonna have to make arrangements for that because those arrangements should have been made long before if there was a PPO. I guess you just found out about that. I will allow you to go one time to the property with a peace officer to get your items, or you can arrange for a third party to go and get your items.
I would arrange I would be more comfortable with a police officer this one time with me just to go get my stuff. Okay.
And so also while out on bond, you're not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol or drugs unless you have a valid prescription. You're not to travel outside the state without prior approval of the court. You're not to possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. You need to make sure you report to all of your court dates. And so because we don't have an actual address where we know you'll receive your mail, I know you're telling us to send it to your sister's house, but you don't live at your sister's house. And she may not open your mail unless you know the mail is there. It's your responsibility to find out when your next court date is, okay? You also have to provide us with a phone number whereby your new attorney can contact you.
Yes, ma'am.
You need to update us with a phone number immediately, and we need an address and a phone number within 24 hours, okay, of your release.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions at this time?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
No, ma'am. Am I getting out on a PPR bond today? Is that what you're saying? I just don't understand.
Personal recognizance.
Am I gonna go on a PPR bond? Poor thing. Like he won. Like he got what you want for the bond hearing today. You get to go and you don't have to pay anything. Okay. And the poor thing, he didn't understand. Oh, I know. It's sad. It's also funny. It just is.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're all set, sir.
Okay, Annie is asking very nicely for you to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. And if you ignore Annie, you do realize that that is considered capital felony treason.
All right.
All right, we're back to Judge Boyd. This is just sort of affirming. This might be therapy for the group because, you know, we like Judge Boyd, and she just runs a tight call. And I love it, too. She's always got her little purse and her flowers back there, and she's very soft-spoken, very sort of intellectual in her approach. But she does not put up with any nonsense, and this is just kind of fun for me.
Are you Mr. Mendola?
Yes, ma'am. Mendola.
Everyone, please be quiet. So why are you flooding cells downstairs and taking off your shirt?
Nah, Miss.
Nobody wants to see you with your shirt off.
Yeah. No, I was trying to get their attention, but
No, you don't get anybody's attention by flooding a cell and tearing off your shirt. No one wants to touch you when you're not dressed. You understand?
yeah, yes, ma'am. I ain't really trying to cause problems like
Well, you
I disagree. You get Judge Boyd's attention, and you don't want that.
did. How far did you go in school?
ninth grade.
All right, but you still should know better.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you're going to get your jury trial date. What date is that, Miss Ferguson?
Thank you, Bill. Very,
All right,
very.
you're coming back for jury
generous.
trial on October 18th. On that date, either you're going to enter a plea or you're going to jury trial. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
That's either yes or no.
Oh, I understand what you're saying.
So you're going to come back on October 18th.
October 18th.
Yes, for your jury trial, or either you're going to enter a plea. Do you understand? That's yes or no. Do you understand?
I understand. So that's just saying like we're gonna like discuss what's gonna happen and everything, right? Like,
Oh, this is what's going to happen on October 18th. On October 18th, you're going to be brought over dressed for trial. If you decide to be in the back and take off your shirt and flood the cells, let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to have a jury trial with no shirt on.
Oh shoot. Yeah.
You understand?
I'm trying to do that at all.
Well, I mean, it seems that you are trying to do that because you did it. So on that date, you're going to be dressed for trial. How you appear in trial will be completely up to you. There are consequences for actions. Do you understand? All right, you can take him away.
Is that it? That's it, right?
That's it. And Brenda, now there's silence. You all may confer. Who's here on Brian Parker?
I am, Your Honor.
Where is Brian Parker?
In the front row, Your Honor. Do you need him up here with me?
Yes.
I edited a little bit, but these were back to back, and I saw the beginning of this call too. She started out with, "I want to have a good day." She's like trying to vibe it in, but then these people show up and yeah, you got to take care of business.
Can you please come up? Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Does he have a warrant out for him?
I don't believe so, Your Honor. He missed court last time. I was contacted by his bondsman. You were out of town. They came back. He had missed his court date. They reinstated his bond, and he is here today. I don't want to say misunderstanding. It won't happen again, correct?
But why was he late today?
What was I late today?
Yes.
I was outside.
No, courtroom is not outside. There's not a bench outside. There's not deputies outside. I'm not outside. You were late for court. So why were you late?
I didn't know that I had to come inside. I literally was sitting on the bench and I informed the lady. I asked somebody outside. They say
That's Deputy Laura. Which lady did you inform?
the lady at the front desk right here. Wow.
All right.
When he first came in.
Yes.
Yes. So courtroom is on the inside of the court. I don't know what you don't understand about that. And this is not your first time being late for court. I'm not going to tolerate that anymore. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are we doing with his case?
Your Honor, it's our first setting. I reviewed the videos. I'd like to discuss with prosecution about the case. If I was not down here today, and I wanted to point out a certain points of the video. So I would ask for a reset so I can confer with the state when they can give me their undivided attention.
Oh, they can give undivided attention today.
Okay, so she flips from I'm not putting up with the defendant to I'm not really into your delay tactic here, defense counsel, and I'm now going to lean on the prosecution. She backs off, but she puts them all on the hot seat right now.
I mean, or either you're going to call them on the phone, but they'll give attention. State, where's your file?
Judge, I'm not sure who he conferred with, but I can look into where the.
Who did you confer?
We just started to confer. Daniel and I just started to confer.
Okay.
Took my name and notes, and I got his cell phone number.
Your Honor, I can try and find the file.
No, I mean, I'm just wondering. It's not down here?
Defense did not bring it to us.
Okay. I mean, it happens. I'm just wondering.
Don't see it.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Brian Parker, please?
She didn't give the continuance, and she wasn't gonna until she knew that the state wasn't there, and she just didn't have the leverage because the state didn't have the file to do it. But she was gonna send them out and make them like talk to each other and come back with something, or just make them sit through the rest of the call. She didn't because the state wasn't prepared. And that's typical because they didn't know that this was going to be hot until that moment. It all started with the defendant being late.
All right, we'll be back on September 29th. At that time, the state will be prepared to make you an offer. And remember, court is in the courtroom, not in the hallway.
Thank you.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, see you then. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Thank you, Judge. Boss, I'm talking just a minute.
Who's here on Kevin Owens? Where is Kevin Owens? And Mr. Parker, you need to pull up your pants.
Remember, you look marvelous.
All right. So where are we on this case?
Your Honor.
This is weird. This guy's charged with stalking. They're trying to change the bond conditions, and it's really kind of interesting. I had some limited experience with this as a prosecutor. Prosecutors hate stalking, but I will say this from the background. I don't know. Things have changed. That was like, 300 years ago. But generally speaking, prosecutors hate stalking because what you're doing is making a crime out of what is generally not prohibited behavior. So it kind of sucks. Now, the fact of the matter is, you'll prosecute stalking all day, but you really have to earn it. It has to be over the top. It's not just like, I walked by, someone's house once. No. It's got to be repeated and bad in order for them to bring charges. Just bear that in mind.
As you are aware, this case was on appeal to fourth court.
Yes.
Fourth court has issued their decision. I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Approximately 2 weeks ago, and Mark Bennett is the attorney for the appeal. He is out of Houston, and I'm working with him. And he has notified us that he is filing a PDR.
Okay.
And so that's where we are on the case. Would you like me to address the motion right now or wait or?
The motion to alter the main conditions
Yes,
of
Your Honor.
GPS? Yes.
On partial?
Just 1 second. State, are you in agreement with this motion?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court is going to call 2021 CR 1906, State of Texas versus Kevin Owens. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Arlene Gay for the defendant?
And are you Mr. Owens?
Yeah.
All right, the defense has filed a motion to alter the main conditions of GPS. State, have you had a chance to review the application?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you in objection?
Yes, the state objects to the motion.
All right, state. I'm sorry. Defense.
Your Honor, we're asking to go to GPS tracking on this matter. And I will just tell you, my client showed me a text message. There's just been issues of getting approval. Like they didn't have this court setting on the calendar, and he received a threatening a text message, which he didn't receive until he parked this morning. Like, you are not supposed to be out. We're going to issue a warrant.
Well, I would have to sign it.
Yeah, but
I love that part. I don't know if you caught it. I don't know how to back up, like, just like a couple seconds. But he so wants to run his mouth to his attorney, and I don't care. Just because you wore a suit to court, still, no. No, whatever your thought isn't good. I've got this under control.
that's the problem. Getting approval has been a little bit difficult because he has to be approved 24 hours in advance. Well, things don't get put on the schedule. He can't go. He's had his equipment go off at the dentist's office, and he just leaves and goes back home because he's on multiple bonds in the misdemeanor court and one here. That collectively, that's a lot of money, and he doesn't want to violate the court's order. That's been one of the problems. The other problem is that he is looking for employment. He has been looking for employment. And it appears that the type of employment that he will be able to get, he's resigned himself, is to work restaurant work, which he is okay with doing. But the issue is that schedules usually come out on a Friday or Monday. And he can't get approval. I've had other clients that do restaurant work that this has been a problem when your shifts change or you're asked to come in and work.
I was so curious which way she was going to go with this, but you'll see.
And he has to do it 24 hours in advance. So, Your Honor, the GPS tracking has been compliant. You've not received violation reports. For a very, very, very long time, there's been none. Looking at the court's record, taking official notice of the court's file, and we're just asking for that tracking to allow him to work, go to appointments, come to court. Also, he needs to go to training for being a poll watcher for the upcoming election, and he's still not gotten approval for that.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. If he's charged with stalking, he can't be a poll worker because the complainant, and Mr. Owens, I don't take any of this to be true, but the complainant may show up at the polls and you're watching the polls. That's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, poll watching is out of the realm of possibility for him.
Okay. So knowing the limitations, Your Honor,
So many jokes I can't make here.
Mr. Boak has not issued any violations report to you. That's his officer now. I get all of the emails between him and Mr. Boak, Officer Boak, and there's not been any issue. So we'd like to have this flexibility to allow him to work in the restaurant industry, so that he can, get out. And that's all he's been doing is staying home, and he needs to be able to work.
That's why I love you.
All right. State.
Your Honor, the state's in opposition
mainly due to the nature of the offense. Again, we understand that there are difficulties in the tracking of the partial house arrest. We understand that there are issues. Ultimately, it's up to the court's decision as to whether or not granted.
All right. And the cause numbers out of County Court number 11, are these on the same date as the stalkings?
Oh,
The
no,
alleged stalking?
no.
Those
no,
are all
Your-
different dates?
Those are all different dates. And Your Honor, these are not cases involving threats of killing or hurting.
Okay.
Okay, this is not any of these cases. And I mean, the state can correct me if I'm wrong. If there was no threats, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to beat you up. None of this is like this. This is my client trying to seek mental health treatment through the two counselors, and we get therapy, we get counseling. And that's what this is all about.
All right. The motion is denied. Your next court date is going to be September 29th. And
I did not know till that moment. She's like, no, I'm not having any of that. Very nicely, but just how does no work for you?
defense, I'm expecting you all to continue to negotiate off docket and in between. I know the PDR is pending, but once his appeals are exhausted, if they don't turn in his favor, he's going to be put to trial immediately.
Okay, Your Honor. My concern is that what do we do about him getting a job? If he gets a job, can I come back? Because again,
Yes.
this isn't the first time I've had someone in the restaurant industry that has actually had to miss work because they couldn't get approval.
Yes.
Okay. So
I think she's on point here too. I would deny this motion, but she's effectively saying I'm denying your motion without prejudice. If he actually has a job and we're talking about real situations, bring it back before me and we'll talk about it. But as it stands, no. It's just sort of vague and out there. Oh, he wants to be a pool watch, or he wants to work in a restaurant. He doesn't have the job. No. Just conditions stay the same unless I get a good reason. You haven't presented one yet.
if he gets a job and it's a job that the schedule changes weekly, I can come back and address this issue with you.
You can come back and address the issue, but make sure that the pretrial services officer is given notice to be here as well.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Well, there you have it. Just a few things. I wanted to get one in for Labor Day. I hope you all had a great weekend and had lots of fun. I know I did. I got an extra special surprise with my guest yesterday. That was really a lot of fun. And oh, thank you, Susie. And that's been my weekend, which is good. I was kind of lazy aside from YouTubing. I don't know if YouTubing counts as work because it's too fun. But I wanted to squeeze that one in. I'm supposed to go over and be on Legal Mindset with Andrew. If you guys want to join over there, I don't know. I don't know what hijinks is in store. I can tell you that Andrew at Legal Mindset is not to be trusted. I know him personally. I've hung out with him, and I say that with authority. All right, y'all. Have a good night. I will see you soon.